Hello everyone, this is Robin Dudley House, the Artsy Bohemian. Today I'm going to show you another junk journal that I've made. It's more of like a journal and keepsake for seamstresses, because it will be housing needles and little scissors and bits of lace and threads. So the cover is all hand sewn. I just kind of did a mishmash of collage with fabrics and vintage doilies and laces and things. Here on the bottom, this is a print of a lady on some fabric. I did a snippet roll here, and then the back I just covered the front and the back with laces and fabrics on chipboard. And then it opens up and there is an area for you to put your scissors and whatever you want. I just kind of stuck these things in here just to give you an example. With some cabbage rose fabric that I love. And all throughout the journal are vintage and maybe even some antique laces. So this is just like a stick pin that I made years ago, and that just kind of holds that down. And then I had taken some wool and felted it in my my washing machine, and made a needle book out of it. I like how it's kind of lumpy looking. And then inside I inserted a part of a vintage pillowcase with some crochet on it, and there is a really old needle book in here, and it's from Woolworths. I really don't know how old it is, but it says it's made in Western Germany, and almost all the needles are there. So this comes with the journal. And then the Graphics Fairy has these cute bobbin type of holders for thread, and so this has some really old I think it's crocheted lace, and it's really cute. I was looking at it and it has like little butterflies on it. I can't believe people did this. Just amazing and so beautiful. There's the thorax right there, or the body of the butterfly. But there's probably a little over a foot of that on here, and this comes with the journal as well. And that goes right in there. And then it just closes up, and I did some hand stitching on the perimeter of the needle case here. And this is a little old, so it might be kind of difficult to put in, but it kind of just keeps it in place. And this does too. So I don't know if you're like me, if I don't really like being too fussy about where I put my needles and stuff. So this is great because you can just stick them right in there. And then some more, a cute little pocket made with some Graphics Fairy images. There's a pocket here, and then this is a pocket that I made from an old quilt. And here's a button card that you can add buttons to, also from Graphics Fairy. And this is also from Graphics Fairy, another spool or a thread holder. I don't know what they're actually called, but. And this is some vintage lace. It's really cute. It's kind of dainty. There's over 2 yards of it, and this comes with I don't know if it's going to focus on there. And that goes right in there. And this is some vintage tatting, pink tatting. And I just stamped a number and glued it down on there. This is an envelope made from a bag, and there is old button card here on the original packaging. And here's a journal card also from Graphics Fairy, the image. And glued down some lace, the same trim that's in here. And then this lined paper is really old. I found this notebook. It looks like it was probably from the 30s, from a probably from a school, elementary school child. That doesn't make sense, but it's pretty old. But I liked it because it's lined, and it's kind of some of the pages are a little, you know, aged. And I stamped on there. Just did a rubber stamp of this really pretty rose, and then I kind of ripped some of the papers on purpose. And this is where I bound it. There's 3 signatures in here. Even though this is a really short journal, it's really fat because there's so much stuff in it. I added a lot of fun things that you can use for your sewing and your embroidery. And so these are just 2 little buttons that I glued together on the signature binding. And so, yeah, there's places for you to take notes. And then the other side of the bag, I put some more goodies in here. These are old too. This is probably from the 60s or 70s. Look at this. I found this bag of goodies from the flea market, and it was all needles. And it looked like somebody collected these things from anywhere from like the 30s up till the 70s. So this is from the 70s, I think. Virginia Slims. I guess you got this if you bought some cigarettes from these people. Isn't that strange? But that's the original packaging. It's in good shape still. And then another cute button card from the Graphics Fairy. So these come with the journal. And then this is just a little collage I did with some linen. And I added some more of these cute spools that are empty that you can add to, also from the Graphics Fairy. And I cut them out, and they're on some heavy duty cardstock, so they're pretty sturdy. And a little tab out of some velvet. And this is a collage I did on some cardstock with paint and gesso and wax paper that I sewed onto the cardstock. And I did a little collage here. This is also from the Graphics Fairy, this cute little image here. I used only 3 bundles from the Graphics Fairy because it's kind of difficult trying to keep track of all of them. So I just tried to stay with just a couple of the bundles. And this is another page from the Graphics Fairy. Really pretty. I like it. It almost looks like it's popping out of the page. I think this is from the Jane Austen embroidery bundle. They'll be listed in the bottom. And then I made another page with some pockets. So you get some more goodies here. There's 2 pockets here. This is a shallow pocket, and it's just a journaling card to write notes down. And then also this pocket here. And I just made a shabby kind of notebook. And this is some hand-stamped bias trim that will be included in the journal. More pages that I rubber stamped of that really old notebook paper. Also from the Graphics Fairy, some vintage looking paper. You can just journal on that. And then this is the other side of the painted page that I did. And this is the last page. This is some really cool hand-dyed fabric that I probably paid way too much money for. I got it at the the quilting show in Ontario, Road to California. And then this is for you to just take off and use. It's a crocheted flower and a little piece of a doily. And then I just did some collage on there with some paper. This is a page that I did in, and you can see how I made this in a tutorial on my YouTube channel. But there's a belly band made with some kind of like a crochet string, and then a tip-in with some vintage hand-sewn buttons and a collage of different laces. And then these are some cute, some more journaling cards from the Graphics Fairy. And it's on stiff corrugated cardboard. Another image from the Graphics Fairy. in the sewing, one of the sewing bundles, and an area for you to journal, write notes. This is a part of the journal. It's something for you to use on your own. Again, there's another butterfly on this one. It's so amazing. This was all hand stitched or hand crocheted. So that's for you to play with. And it's just laying in there. And you can put needles here and thread. Just poke your, you know, when you're working on something, you can just put your needles there and thread. And there's the other end of the book in the journal. So I love the way this came out. It's very feminine, and I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you in the next video.